When I often look at DVD trailers, something about me makes me look for something that's a bit off compared to the actual gameplay. It's more of a fun laugh type of thing than to be taken seriously, but I couldn't help but find it quite funny, sometimes interesting, because in most cases the trailer can show something that's not really possible in game, but Behavior said fuck it, we will show it anyway. Doors. Halloween was heavily anticipated by players considering this was DBD's very first licensed chapter. Around the time, Behavior released a cinematic trailer for the Halloween DLC which showed Michael Myers eagerly stalking Laurie Strode as she enters the house. When she enters the house, she closes the front door before quickly heading upstairs and looking out the window. However, around the time, doors weren't a feature in game and every door to the house was gone. We of course have breakable doors today, but they don't function like a functional door since we still don't have that feature in game. They would technically work the same as breakable doors, and I don't think it would hurt to add them, just for a better design and a slight additional mechanic. I wouldn't want the doors to stun killers since we already have pallets, but it would be pretty cool if the survivors can lock the doors. This will result in the killer having to break the door similar to how it is to break a door in game and the RE trailer where Ada locks the door only for Wesker to bash it open. However, if the survivor just closes the door but doesn't lock it, the killer can casually open it. I think this can add more intense factor to the game because the mistake of forgetting to lock a door could impact you. When breakable doors are getting announced as a new feature in the game, I thought they would have worked like functional doors, but sadly that wasn't the case. It is what it is though. I just find it pretty funny looking at this trailer knowing you can't do that in game. The same could be seen in the Silent Hill trailer where Cheryl is seen slowly opening the door. Disguised as a survivor. Around the time when the chapter 10 killer was getting seized by Behavior, who posted an obscure picture of a smiley faced man holding a knife while looking in the mirror, mostly we thought that we were getting a killer that was suffering from split personality disorder. This was because you could see the names of 4 people who are Frank, Joe, Jules, and Susie. There were also 4 masks that stared at one reflection in the mirror. However, when the P2B for chapter 10 released, it was just some gang of edgy teens who can run fast and chop at you named the Legion. The power is 50-50 for some people, but mainly people just found the Legion to be rather annoying to play against. This was because O Legion had no cooldown or penalty when missing attacks during Frenzy, and O Legion can ignore activating the chase by moonwalking, resulting in the survivor bleeding out from not mending in time. But sometime after the P2B release, Behavior revealed the Legion trailer at the 2018 Game Awards. In the trailer, David and some unknown guy wearing a hood are running from what we assume is the killer. However, when the 2 hid from the killer, it turns out the hooded survivor was a killer all along and turned on David. The trailer made it look like the Legion had something to do with disguising themselves as survivors. Meanwhile, the P2B showed that their power involves them simply running and stabbing survivors in the area. The whole idea of a killer who can disguise themselves to get the upper hand always seemed like a unique concept, but unfortunately gets shattered by Swift. I wonder if Behavior had this in mind, but just know that it would fail miserably if they try to attempt it, since the power has the potential to be completely useless. The chapter is called Darkness Among Us, so I guess this trailer is just trying to show us that the Legion are ordinary people like us, but have very dark tendencies. Market. After the downpour of leaks when it was confirmed that we were getting Ghostface for the 3rd year anniversary, on the 3rd year anniversary stream, the devs revealed the trailer for the Ghostface DLC. In the trailer, we could see Ghostface shopping for some killer equipment at some sort of market before killing the cashier, who, if you didn't know, is named Carl.
We get to sit here and talk about our next chapter, Carl. I think it's just
Carl the cashier.
Nope. No,
but
that's been cancelled.
Yeah, we
doing
do have to
Ghostface.
apologize for Ghostface. He did kill Carl before the entity got the chance to pick him, so that's why he's not in the game.
That's why.
Then fleeing the scene, respectfully. However, there wasn't any market in game as a map, or that was added with Ghostface in general. I remember being pretty bummed out about this because I thought a market would have been a pretty decent map, especially if there wasn't too much light as there is in the trailer. I don't find this map fitting for Ghostface, but I think it could have worked well with him considering it's a creepy indoor map and markets have this liminal space type of vibe, which can feel pretty disturbing. I can only imagine working on a generator in the middle of an aisle in the market to then see Ghostface at the end of the aisle peeking at me. Since this was a Ghostface chapter and not a Scream chapter, I think the market would have been a cool addition as a map, even if it has nothing to do with Ghostface's lore. Pooling survivors on ground. In Deathlinger trailer, you hear a shot ring out and you see some dark eerie parts of Glenville before it transitions to Deathlinger, who's slowly reeling in his chain from Jake's insides. Jake is positioned on the ground in the trailer and Deathlinger is reeling Jake in from the ground. However, in game, it can't be done. I see Deathlinger dragging down survivors as a useless mechanic anyway, since you can just pick them up, but I always found that funny in the trailer. I'm pretty sure they just wanted the Deathlinger to look like a more gritty and menacing killer, and they delivered that perfectly. That cold stare at the end of the trailer just screams dark for me. Throwing survivors. In the Resident Evil trailer, you can see a good disastrous view of Raccoon City, followed by a transition in one of the alleyways close to RPD. May then cuts into frame running and hiding from Nemesis before Nemesis breaks through the wall and yeets her with his tentacle. However, Nemesis in game can only infect and injure you with his tentacle, not throw you. I think if Nemesis were to throw survivors into surfaces with his tentacle, that would have made him look more dominant instead of him just injuring you with it. I guess Wesker is our throwing killer now anyways. He adapted that part of the power since he saw Nemesis eat Meg when he was watching through those monitors. Box spawn. In Pinhead trailer, the White is running down to the basement and falls down to the ground. He then sees a limit configuration lying there. Curiosity gets the better of him and he picks it up to solve it. This results in Pinhead coming and delivering pain at express shipping for the White. In game though, the box never spawns in the basement since that's just an awkward spot for it to be placed for both rows to find. It is mainly placed around the outskirts of the map since survivors will have to usually go across the map to get it. The trailer was just for cinematic purposes, so it was a good laugh just noticing that. My only question is, if Pinhead wasn't in the realm of the entity yet, how was another killer chasing the White and the other survivor? Missing biopods. In our newest chapter to DVD ends transmission, the trailer shows Gabriel Soma searching for a gen before getting interrupted by biopods that the Singularity is shooting near him. As Gabriel is running, the Singularity controls a biopod but then misses a couple times before finally getting a hit on Gabriel's back. However, in game, you can't miss a shot when controlling the biopod because you can't manually shoot it. It shoots for you when you lock on, applying slipstream to the survivor. I'm not gonna lie, the very first match I played the Singularity, I was playing him wrong because I thought you can't manually shoot while controlling the biopod until I saw that you had to lock on and the biopod would shoot and apply the slipstream automatically. Was it one that I missed that I didn't explain? Let me know down below. Love y'all. Take care. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. And peace.